Khalid ibn al-Walid. 100+ battles. 0 battles lost. He is one of the very few generals in history with a perfect, undefeated record. 14+ major war campaigns, including Byzantine Front, Persian Front, Ridda Wars, Iraq and Syria operations, internal rebellions, defensive rescues and offensive conquests, known to have killed multiple enemy champions in duels, personally led cavalry charges, broken enemy lines himself at Yamama and Yarmouk. Signature victories, with estimated scale. 1. Battle of Mu'tah, 629 CE. Muslim army, approximately 3,000. Byzantine plus Arab coalition, 100,000 plus. Outcome: tactical withdrawal without collapse. Significance: saved the army when annihilation was expected. Second Ridda Wars, 632 CE. Series of victories, including Battle of Buzaka, Battle of Yamama, Battle of Nakra, Battle of Du al-Qissa, Battle of Zafar. Opponents: multiple tribal alliances and false prophets. Scale: tens of thousands involved overall. Result: reunified Arabia under the Caliphate. Recorded casualties: Yamama alone cost both sides approximately 10,000 to 12,000 plus. Third Battle of Yarmouk, 636 CE. Muslims, approximately 40,000. Byzantine coalition, approximately 100,000 to 150,000. Casualties: Byzantines, 40,000 to 70,000, plus killed or lost. Muslims, approximately 3,000 to 4,000. Significance: ended Byzantine rule in Syria permanently. One of the greatest battles in ancient warfare. Cemented Khalid's legacy as an elite strategist. Conquests and regions captured. Entire Arabian Peninsula unified. After the Ridda Wars, Khalid's campaigns ensured political unity. Central and southern Iraq, Euphrates region. Key victories secured the region from the Persians. Most of Syria and Levant, including Damascus, Emesa, Homs, Bosra, Baalbek, Qinasrin, parts of modern Jordan, Lebanon, Palestine, paving the way for Jerusalem's later surrender. Checkmark defeat of 2 empires simultaneously. Khalid fought both the Byzantine Empire, the Sassanid Persian Empire, and defeated both consistently. The Sword of God, 3 battles that changed history. In the 7th century, a man stepped onto the battlefield who would reshape the fate of empires. A man who never lost a battle. A man whose name struck fear from Arabia to Byzantium. His name: Khalid ibn al-Walid, the Sword of God. Today, we're diving into 3 of his greatest military victories, battles that show how he thought, how he commanded, and how he achieved the impossible. These aren't just battles, they are masterclasses in psychology, mobility, and battlefield manipulation. Let's begin. The Battle of Mu'tah, 629 CE. The impossible escape. Our story opens with one of the most uneven battles in early Islamic history. The Muslims, only 3,000 strong, marched north to Mu'tah, just outside Byzantine territory. Expecting a local skirmish, they instead discovered something terrifying: a Byzantine-led coalition army of around 100,000. The Muslim force was outnumbered more than 33 to 1. Commanders fell one by one: Zayd ibn Haritha, Jafar ibn Abi Talib, Abdullah ibn Rawaha. And then, the banner passed to a man who had never led the entire army before: Khalid ibn al-Walid. Tactical genius number 1. The rotating formation trick. Khalid knew there was no way to win Mu'tah, but he also knew something far more difficult: how to avoid annihilation. Khalid immediately executed one of the smartest battlefield illusions in early Islamic warfare. He reorganized the army while fighting. He moved divisions from front to back, swapped flanks, redesigned the cavalry placement, brought fresh units forward, pulled tired units to the rear. To the Byzantines, this looked like reinforcements arriving. A small army suddenly appeared to be bigger, rotating, and preparing to fight longer. This trick bought him psychological space. Tactical genius number 2. Controlled counterattacks. Khalid didn't run. He attacked, but with precise bursts at weak points, he smashed through one Byzantine wing, then another. He broke momentum whenever the larger force pushed forward. He selectively pressured only the points he could destabilize. It created the illusion of a confident, fully organized force, rather than a trapped army on the verge of collapse. Tactical genius number 3. The night withdrawal. When both armies disengaged at sunset, the Byzantines believed they were facing a rejuvenated army. That night, Khalid retreated with zero panic, using silent movement, tight formations, guards covering vulnerable points. At sunrise, the Byzantines realized something. The entire army had vanished. Khalid had pulled off the impossible, saving every survivor of Mu'tah. What this victory gained: preserved the Muslim army when extinction was expected, protected morale of an emerging state, elevated Khalid to legendary status, proved his ability to escape unwinnable situations. It was not a victory of conquest, it was a victory of survival, engineered by genius. The Ridda Wars, 632 CE. The Lightning General. When the Prophet Muhammad died in 632 CE, Arabia erupted into chaos. Tribes broke away. False prophets rose. Revolts spread everywhere. This was the Ridda Wars, the wars of apostasy, and leading the defense of the new Islamic State. Once again, Khalid ibn al-Walid. Tactical genius number 1. Ultra-fast forced marches. Khalid didn't fight like other generals. He moved like a storm. He marched his army across brutal deserts with unprecedented speed, performing what modern military analysts call strategic shock and awe mobility. Example: he marched his army through the almost waterless Valley of Death in 5 days, a journey that normally took 9 to 10. This speed allowed him to appear where enemies least expected. He turned chaotic rebellion into controllable, targeted encounters. Tactical genius number 2. The Battle of Yamama. The toughest opponent in the Ridda Wars was Musaylimah, the self-proclaimed prophet leading a massive, fortified force. The Muslims initially struggled, losing ground in open fields. Khalid observed. He adapted. He reconfigured. Reorganization. He split the army into tight, specialized groups, assigned each tribe to fight opposite its rival tribe, created a new wedge formation to break enemy lines. Once engaged, he switched from wide-line warfare to dense cluster combat, turning the tide in brutal house-to-house fighting inside the enclosed garden known as Hadakat al-Maut, the Garden of Death. Musaylimah died in the battle. His army collapsed. The rebellion shattered. Reorganization. He split the army into tight, specialized groups, assigned each tribe to fight opposite its rival tribe, created a new wedge formation to break enemy lines. Once engaged, he switched from wide-line warfare to dense cluster combat, turning the tide in brutal house-to-house fighting inside the enclosed garden known as Hadakat al-Maut, the Garden of Death. Musaylimah died in the battle. His army collapsed. The rebellion shattered. What this victory gained: unified Arabia under one government, preserved the early Islamic State from fragmentation, eliminated dozens of large rebellions, proved Khalid's unmatched operational speed, set the stage for expansion beyond Arabia. Without Khalid's actions in the Ridda Wars, there would be no future Muslim expansion, no conquests, no empire. This was the moment he saved a civilization. The Battle of Yarmouk, 636 CE. The greatest defeat of the Byzantine Empire. Now we arrive at Khalid's masterpiece, a battle many historians rank alongside Cannae, Gaugamela, and Austerlitz, the Battle of Yarmouk. The Byzantine Empire assembled a massive coalition: Byzantines, Armenians, Christian Arabs, Slavs, Ghassanids. Numbers vary, but most estimates put the Byzantine force at 100,000 plus against roughly 40,000 Muslims. This was it. The fate of Syria and the entire Near East hung in the balance. Tactical genius number 1, the Mobile Guard. Khalid created a revolutionary unit. The Mobile Guard, elite cavalry capable of rapid redeployment. This was not normal for 7th century armies. They were essentially the world's first shock response rapid unit. Whenever a Muslim flank wavered, Khalid struck instantly, reinforcing edges, countercharging, splitting enemy cavalry, punching holes into advancing wings. He wasn't just controlling the battlefield, he was sculpting it in real time. Tactical genius number 2, the killing ground strategy. Khalid intentionally fought near the Yarmouk Gorge, a deadly drop on the battlefield's edge. He used the terrain to trap Byzantine forces by, pulling their cavalry forward, cutting their retreat paths, forcing them closer to the cliffs, surrounding their troops in narrow spaces. This created chaos, bottlenecks, and collapse. The Byzantines lost hundreds to the gorge itself. Tactical genius number 3, the 4-day defensive, 1-day offensive. For 4 days, the Muslims fought defensively, absorbing wave after wave. Khalid waited, studied, measured the timing. Then on day 5, he struck, with coordinated cavalry flanking, mobile guard attacks, wedge formations, pincer movements. He smashed the Byzantine center and wings. The empire's army disintegrated. The retreat turned into a rout, and Yarmouk became one of the worst defeats in Byzantine history. What this victory gained: permanent Muslim control of Syria, collapse of Byzantine power in the region, gateway to Jerusalem, Palestine, and Egypt, strategic dominance over the eastern Mediterranean, proof that Khalid was a once-in-a-millennium commander. Yarmouk wasn't just a battle, it was the turning point of an entire era. Khalid ibn al-Walid fought in over 100 battles and never lost a single one. At Mu'tah, he saved a doomed army. In the Ridda Wars, he saved an entire state. At Yarmouk, he defeated an empire. His strategies, mobility, deception, rapid redeployment, psychological warfare were centuries ahead of their time. He earned the title the Sword of God, not because of brutality, but because of brilliance. And today, his legacy remains one of the greatest military minds to ever walk the earth.